Audio from Armadillos.mp3, opening introduction segment. Audio from Armadillos.mp3, discussing protective armor. Audio from Armadillos.mp3, physical characteristics. Audio from Armadillos.mp3, size variations from pink fairy to giant armadillo. Audio from Armadillos.mp3, tubular snouts adaptation. Audio from Armadillos.mp3, strong claws adaptation. Audio from Armadillos.mp3, digging behavior. While the name armadillo might conjure a single image, this ancient order of mammals, the Cingulata, is remarkably diverse, encompassing around 20 species, each uniquely adapted to its environment. Their evolutionary journey has produced an incredible array of sizes, shapes, and survival strategies, showcasing nature's ingenuity in crafting these little armored ones. Perhaps the most recognizable and successful member of the family is the nine-banded armadillo. A familiar woodland forager, it roots through leaf litter for insects, but its diet is highly opportunistic, also including spiders, small reptiles, and even carrion. This adaptability has fueled its remarkable northward expansion from South America into the United States. Uniquely among mammals, it almost always gives birth to 4 genetically identical quadruplets, a phenomenon known as polyembryony. Those 9 movable bands across its midsection give the armadillo both flexibility and protection. However, unlike some of its cousins, it has too many plates to roll into a complete ball. Instead, it relies on its tough armor, its surprising ability to scurry away, or startling predators with an impressive vertical leap. At the other end of the size spectrum is the giant armadillo, a true heavyweight of South American rainforests. It can reach up to 5 feet long and weigh over 70 pounds, dominating the forest floor. It is a creature of immense power, a solitary nocturnal hunter of ants and termites. Its enormous front claws, especially the sickle-shaped third claw that can grow up to 8 inches long, are specialized for digging and breaking into concrete hard termite mounds. This powerful digging makes it a crucial ecosystem engineer. The deep burrows it creates provide vital shelter for dozens of other species, from ocelots to anteaters. Despite this vital role, habitat loss and hunting have made the giant armadillo a vulnerable species. But diversity isn't just about size. In the arid plains of Argentina lives a creature so elusive it seems almost mythical. The tiny, pink, fairy armadillo. The smallest of all armadillos, it could fit in the palm of your hand. Its delicate pale shell isn't fully fused to its body but attached by a thin membrane, which helps it regulate its temperature. It is a master of subterranean life, effectively swimming through loose sand in search of ants. While most armadillos flee or dig, the 3-banded armadillo has perfected passive defense. It is one of the only species that can roll into a complete, impenetrable ball, sealing itself off from predators. The head and tail plates interlock perfectly, creating a fortress of bone and keratin that baffles most attackers. This living cannonball showcases one of the most extraordinary evolutionary solutions for survival found in the entire animal kingdom. Armadillos are primarily insectivores, using their snouts and sticky tongues to capture prey. They probe soil layers with their snouts to reach insects and grubs underground. Their diet includes ants, termites, beetle larvae, and other small invertebrates. Their digging aerates soil, creating holes visible across landscapes. By feeding on insects, they help control pest populations in healthy ecosystems. Burrowing improves soil structure and nutrient mixing, benefiting plant growth. Armadillos are master architects of the underworld, true engineers of the earth. Equipped with powerful, shovel-like claws on their front feet, they are excellent diggers, capable of excavating extensive burrow networks that crisscross the landscape, fundamentally altering their environment one scoop of dirt at a time. These aren't just simple holes in the ground. A single armadillo may maintain several burrows within its home range, some of which can be over 20 feet long and extend 7 feet deep. These subterranean homes provide a crucial refuge from predators and extreme temperatures, whether it's the scorching midday sun or a sudden cold snap. Inside, the burrows are a marvel of natural construction, featuring intricate tunnel systems that lead to multiple chambers. The main nesting chamber is often carefully lined with dried leaves and grass, which the armadillo diligently gathers and carries into its den. This provides a soft, insulated bed for resting and for raising its young. But the armadillo's architectural prowess benefits more than just itself. When a burrow is abandoned, it doesn't go to waste. These ready-made homes are quickly occupied by a host of other species, from rabbits and opossums to snakes and burrowing owls. In this way, the armadillo acts as an ecosystem engineer, providing vital shelter that supports the wider ecological community. While they use their burrows for a quick escape, their primary time for activity is under the cloak of darkness. Armadillos are mostly nocturnal or crepuscular, emerging at dusk to begin their nightly quest for food. Their poor eyesight is no hindrance in the low light. Instead, they rely on a far more powerful tool. That tool is their extraordinary sense of smell. An armadillo's long, sensitive snout is constantly twitching, sniffing the air and the ground as it forages. It can detect the scent of invertebrates buried up to 8 inches below the surface. Following the scent, it uses its nose to probe the soil, snuffling loudly as it zeroes in on a meal. Once a target is located, those powerful claws go to work, digging furiously to unearth a variety of prey. While they are famous for eating insects like ants and termites, their diet is surprisingly broad. They are opportunistic omnivores, feasting on grubs, beetles, spiders, and worms, but also won't pass up small reptiles, amphibians, bird eggs, or even carrion. This constant foraging exposes them to predators, but armadillos have evolved a remarkable suite of defense mechanisms. The most famous of these is the ability to roll into a tight, armored ball. However, this is a skill exclusive to just 2 species, the southern and Brazilian 3-banded armadillos. For them, it's a near-perfect defense. When threatened, the 3-banded armadillo tucks its head and feet inwards, and in a fluid motion, curls its body until the specialized plates on its head and rear shields lock together. This creates an almost impenetrable sphere of bone and keratin, leaving no soft tissue exposed for a predator to attack. But what about the other 19 or so species, like the common 9-banded armadillo? Since they can't roll up completely, they rely on a different set of tactics. Their first instinct is often to flee, sprinting with surprising speed and agility towards the nearest dense cover, like a thorny bush or their burrow entrance. If startled at close range, the 9-banded armadillo has a truly bizarre and reflexive defense. It leaps straight up into the air, sometimes as high as 3 to 4 feet. While this may startle a predator like a coyote, it has a tragic downside in the modern world, as this jump often causes them to collide with the undercarriage of passing vehicles. If escape by running isn't an option, their final and most effective defense is to dig. With astonishing speed, an armadillo can excavate a shallow trench and press its body into the earth, leaving only its armored back exposed. If given just a few moments more, it can disappear completely, using the very soil beneath its feet as the ultimate shield. For the most part, armadillos lead solitary lives, preferring their own company as they forage through the night. But this changes during the mating season, which for the 9-banded armadillo typically occurs in the mid to late summer. During this brief window, males will abandon their solitary habits to seek out receptive females. Courtship can involve a persistent chase, with the male following the female for days, using his keen sense of smell to track her until she is ready to mate. These interactions are fleeting. Armadillos do not form long-term pair bonds, and once their brief courtship concludes, they return to their solitary ways. What follows is one of the most remarkable reproductive strategies in the animal kingdom: delayed implantation. After fertilization, the single egg doesn't immediately attach to the uterine wall. Instead, it remains in a state of suspension for 3 to 4 months, or sometimes even longer. This incredible adaptation allows the mother to time the birth of her young for the most favorable conditions. Typically in the following spring, when weather is mild and food, like insects and larvae, is abundant. Once the embryo finally implants, the true gestation period is only about 4 months long. Deep within the safety of a nesting burrow, the mother gives birth. Newborns appear as miniature, fragile versions of their parents. Their eyes are open and they can walk within hours, but their armor is soft, leathery, and pinkish, offering little protection. Over the next few weeks, this soft tissue will undergo a process called ossification, gradually hardening into the bony plates that form the iconic protective carapace. For the 9-banded armadillo, birth is almost always a package deal. They are one of the only mammals that consistently exhibit polyembryony. This means the single fertilized egg splits into 4, resulting in the birth of genetically identical quadruplets. Every litter is a set of natural clones. This unique trait is an evolutionary puzzle. It may be a strategy to maximize reproductive success from a single, brief mating encounter, This genetic uniformity has also made them invaluable subjects for scientific and medical research, particularly in studies of genetics and diseases like leprosy, as they eliminate genetic variability among test subjects. The pups nurse for about 2 months but begin to accompany their mother on foraging trips after just a few weeks, learning to dig and hunt for insects. They become fully independent after several months and reach sexual maturity at around 1 year of age, ready to start the cycle anew. However, their journey is filled with peril. An armadillo's lifespan is heavily influenced by its environment. In the protective bubble of captivity, they can live for 12 to 15 years. But in the wild, their life is often cut short to just 4 to 7 years, due to pressures like predation from coyotes, bobcats, and domestic dogs, as well as habitat loss. Vehicle collisions are also a major cause of mortality, as their instinct to jump when startled is a fatal flaw on busy roads. Despite these challenges, their life cycle is a gift to the ecosystem. From their first foraging lessons to their final days, their constant digging aerates soil and helps control insect populations. Their abandoned burrows become crucial shelters for at least 28 other species of vertebrates, including rabbits, opossums, and snakes, making them vital ecosystem engineers. Through its unique and resilient reproductive journey, the armadillo carves out not only a home for itself, but a healthier, more balanced habitat for all. Audio continues. Habitat loss threats. Audio continues. Habitat destruction impact. Audio continues. Road mortality discussion. Audio continues. Hunting threats. Audio continues. Conservation efforts. Description. Audio continues. Habitat protection. Audio continues. Cultural significance in folklore. Audio continues. State mascot significance. Audio continues. Concluding thoughts. Audio continues. Final observations. Audio continues. Closing statements. Audio concludes. Final words.